Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for you. Got it. Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the readings. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. But before we jump in today, and I give you the word of the video, which, by the way, if you wanted to enter into winning a free reading with me, you'd have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write that word in your comment bar. Now, as I said, before we jump in, I wanted to just share that my life coaching program has opened back up. So if you're someone that wants to master your sensitivity, wants to heal the effects of trauma, learn shadow healing, psychic development. This is an all-inclusive type life coaching. It's not just like to help you and guide you within your life, but it's also to help educate you so that you stay in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of the universe, which are all the same thing, so that you can actually transcend the limitations of your mind, which is huge because when we have lived experiences that keep us in a place of victimization, a place of fear, believing again that we can't have, well, it's again, not until we go through a new experience and embody a new consciousness can we really see ourselves differently. So, like I said, the coaching program is huge. I only take a limited amount of people every single time I open up coaching. So the link is in the description box, along with all other important information, including the word in the video, which again, you're going to need if you want to enter into a free reading with me. All readings are done live, just so that you know. If you want it more private, you can send me the questions the day before. And if you are chosen, you need to just reach out to me through email, which again, you'll find that information in the description box. All right, let's jump in and see what's going on today. See if the energy, has changed, or if it stays the same, or if it's similar. Let's see. The word in the video is, again, knowledge, wisdom. We've been getting that one, but I'm going to pull again from a different one. Like I got that one the other day, but we're going to just see. And this is perseverance. Perseverance. I feel like you're connected to someone that definitely knows that you're a soulmate twin flame. I feel like they didn't really know before, and if they even believed in soulmates before, but there's a sense because this connection has withstand the test of time. This person hasn't fed the connection. They've actually tried to walk away from the connection. They've done everything to kind of sabotage the connection, and the relationship just is like nothing. It's indestructible. And I feel like they've gotten to a place where they're really realizing like you're their person, and being that you're their person, that they're going to do everything in their power to make this connection happen. That's the energy that I feel, which is very different energy from normally what I feel. It's not of a high vibration, but the perseverance is that this connection is a lot more than just a connection. I feel like it really is like a soulmate twin flame connection. But the amazing thing is that this person has this realization that that's exactly what this connection is. And this is the type of connection that they want. Now we're going to see why. Again, with this reading's taken on a completely different turn. So we're going to jump right on in and look at, again, what type of connection this is and what this person feels on a spiritual level. Okay. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. We are becoming one again. So again, this person, like I said, for a long time, they try to walk away from it and they can't. I feel like your energy is always there. Like you have unconditional love for this person, and you have unconditional love for this person because you're in a high vibration, meaning like you've come to acceptance that this person is just who they are, that you know that they have strong feelings for you, but you also know that they don't really know how to show it, that they're not, and you don't have any expectation of this person at all. I feel like you aren't, don't even really think about them. I want to say that because there's an energy of, again, no, you don't have expectation. There is love there, but this person has resisted the connection for so long that now they've come to a place of not resisting it, and they can't help it, that they keep noticing that their mind goes back to thinking about you, that, and that's what that means. Like it has a life of its own. It's like that they don't have to do anything, you just pop into their mind. Don't be tempted to disconnect from source. Our connection to source is a love and a healing we require for reunion. So again, understanding that this is a spiritual connection. Spiritual connection means that it's one that the divine has their hand in. It's one that is for healing. Really, why does spirit bring people into our lives? To teach us, to show us. So again, cutting yourself off from source is really, not believing in love, because all God is love. So cutting themselves off from that, it means disconnect from your person, which again, there's this higher wisdom, this knowledge, which is, I just know I'm supposed to be with you. I know now. It's too, like, our energy has a life of its own. I tried to walk away. I tried to ruin it. It's like, I understand all your faults, and there are things that you do that I don't like about you, but I still have unconditional love for you. I still can't stop thinking about you. I still have passion for you. And see, where I feel like your energy is, you just have unconditional love for this person. And there is passion, but you're not focused on that. It's because what it is that you realize that this person's really just was not on a high vibration. They were insecure, I feel like. So there's that. I need to be strong in who I am. Because I merge my energy with yours in the 3D. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. So again, all soul relationships teach us. And why I knew that it was a twin flame connection, I just felt it. But we know that it is because this person is saying, wait a minute, I got to work on myself to be a little bit better of a person, to bring more to the table, to match your energy. And I have feelings for you, strong feelings for you. There's a knowing I'm supposed to be with you. And there's also a knowing that you would not be with me unless I work on myself. Otherwise, you're not going to want to be with me, because then I'd be very codependent. And I can't be codependent. I feel like this person has only had codependent connections. Past lives are influencing our connection. I've lost you in other lifetimes, and that makes me afraid. I need to heal the grief to allow the love to bloom. So again, past life connection, soulmate connection, every lifetime, we incarnate with the same people, but our, karmic mates, we obviously didn't learn in any of those lifetimes, where this person is learning. I don't want to be codependent. I don't want to be codependent. I don't want to lose myself in you. It's like, because then the relationship doesn't work. Then I'm codependent. And this person has been on both sides of that coin. If again, they're not going to have enough going on in their life, they're going to drag you down, and that's going to be a headache for you. So this person knows it. And they also know that they better move, because, they've lost you in other lifetimes, and time is ticking. It's like this person has had this new epiphany, but I feel like they fought it for a long time. Our inner guidance is clear, but our ego is resisting it. Still, again, this person still has fear about the connection, which again, past life karmic mates would. This is a learning process. This person is really terrified to do different things. However, they keep doing the same things that don't make for good relationships. This person, like I said, needs to not disconnect from source, needs to, again, still continue to work on themselves. Soulmate twin flame connection, a lot of work is done in separation. That's what it is. I've been so grounded all my life. It's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection, yet I can't deny that they exist. So again, like this person is like, I'm a very logical person. I've never had a connection like this before. I don't know what kind of connection it is, but it makes me go deep within myself. And it makes me question myself. And it makes me say, I need to work on myself more. You make me be a better person. You make me, I realize I have to step into a better energy. Our union as an energy needs clearing. Repeat this with slow, deep breaths. So look at this. It's like this connection is bringing up a lot of clearing, like a lot of trauma for you to help clear, not just for this person, but you too, because there was resistance on both parties, and it's because Spirit's saying you are someone that doesn't think the way that they think. You're an emotional person. This person is a very strategic and logical person. They haven't had good relationships. You've had okay relationships in the past, none that was, played so many games. This connection played a lot of games, and it played a lot of games because it makes this person go deep inside of themselves. And so again, makes them think about, like, I've never had this type of connection before. I've never experienced this, but it also brings up all their wounds, which is what a twin flame connection does. So it's our union of an energy needs clearing. Repeat after me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. For growing up in environments where there was a lot of trauma. The same experience the soulmate twin flame goes through. It's just the way that they survive is different. The way that one survives, they're more in the feminine energy of creation, connecting to people, more in their spiritual energy to navigate life intuitively, to be more compassionate, to be more, to the feminine energies. They wind up really getting strong in, where your twin learned how to survive in very masculine energy, which is grounded. It's, logical, linear, meaning this person's book smart. They would read a lot. They would lose themselves in building, creating, doing. So they're very structured. So we see very opposite energies here. And so again, the twin flame connection is that. It's that there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of spiritual blocks from childhood that couldn't be healed. So the universe brings in our twin flame, and it doesn't mean that it's an easy relationship. It's one that's difficult because, like I said, it brings up all those traumas. And as we can see, this person is being pushed into their spiritual mind, though they're fighting it. Their ego is like, which is that logical brain, wants to know facts, wants to know, even though this person's like, I know that I'm supposed to be with you. There's we're a past life connection. I know it. And the energy, the chemistry is off the charts. It has a life of its own. I don't have to do anything, but I question it. And though I love it so much and it feels so great, sometimes when it's so good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's really bad. And I don't know if I'm strong enough. I don't want to agree with everything you do. And then later on the line, say that this isn't what I agree in, but because I'm so passionate about you, that I'm not strong enough in myself. But you trigger me because you bring up everything that's in me that's broken, everything that's in me that needs healing. And it bothers me, and I project it because you trigger me. I project my wounds onto you, and I make you feel like you're insignificant, and I make you feel like you're not important, and I make you feel not good enough. But I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Again, which brings us to the higher levels of consciousness, which is why spirits say, don't be tempted to disconnect from source. God is love. This person will connect you to love, the parts of yourself that you don't love. That's what a twin flame connection does. You think I don't listen to you, but I am. I hear everything that you say and even replay our conversations in their head. They just are not comfortable in expressing themselves and uh, showing you. You know what I mean? They're just not comfortable in showing you who they are because again, part of their survival was not to pay attention to like their emotions. It was just the facts. But they learned how to deal with, emotionally difficult situations through codependency. That's why they're afraid if they get in this connection that they're going to lose themselves in you. They have unhealthy patterns, you know, and they're struggling with those patterns right now. I'm struggling with codependency and I'm afraid to let go of old coping mechanisms, which they know this connection won't work. They have to come in a better version of themselves, and that's without their addictions, without drinking, without, just not without, like, if they're going to be with you, they're just going to be with you. They're not going to talk to 1,000 other people that they're not going to, and they don't know if they can do that. I wish I could see I wish you could see that we're mirroring each other right now. They believe that like you also fight with this connection because it's difficult. That it's not just them, that what they realize is you're more alike than they thought. Like in the beginning, and they only saw the opposites. And some of the opposites might have even seemed a little extreme for this person because I feel like they're so conservative. They can be very conservative and show their feelings where I feel like you're not conservative. You're more of a free spirit. This person knows that they hurt you and they're sorry. They hope that they can forgive you someday and understand that they were reacting from fear. So again, the soulmate twin flame connection is always that way. The runner is not making people feel great, right? They're making the person, their twin flame, feel like crap, like that they're not desirable, that they're not good enough. They play head games with it's because it's about surrender. The soulmate twin flame connection is all about surrendering the ego. That's how the connection has to start. So it's always, I have to come back and apologize. And you're always going to get a little resistance with that because, again, the masculine energy, the ego is connected to that, the survival. I'm not allowed to be vulnerable, they were shown in childhood. People were not compassionate with me. They didn't forgive me. And Spirit says, yes, and you recreated the same exact experience with your twin, but you have so much passion for them. You can't let them go. There's an inner knowing that they know that you're their person and they're like, that's why it says, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. They didn't show you any of that. And it's again, and they see that. And it's again, and they have a hard time expressing those feelings, saying those feelings, being so transparent. It terrifies this person. I watch you on social media and the internet is my way of staying close and finding out more about you. So again, they're keeping tabs. It's again, in the moment that this person thinks that you're going to be talking to somebody else is the moment that they're going to lose their mind. because I feel like this person is not confident in a way to come back. They can come back if they could come back like boozing and drinking and drugging and doing everything that they've done to deal with life. But you're like, you're either gonna come incorrect or you're gonna not come anywhere near me. That's what this person knows. And they also know I'm supposed to do that. They don't know logically understand it. And it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want. It was like hell, I want this. I'm gonna replace you. I'm gonna find somebody else. They fought it. They fought it to a place where you were I'm over it. Again, I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual. Other times I visualize our future together. So it's again, that's where this person is right now. But understand, like you're in a place where, hey, you hurt me. It's like this person knows that they have to come back. It's scary, scary for them. It's like you might reject me. They were taught that love was conditional. So it's again, I don't feel deserving, and it's affecting my levels of abundance and openness. That's what I'm saying. The spirit saying you have to drop your codependent patterns. You have to step into the best version of self. It's again, this connection makes this person look at themselves because they're judging you and they put you up a little bit on a pedestal. Remember, you have the gifts that they don't. You shine in places that they don't. So they're imagining your life to be what it's not, again, because soulmate twin flame connection is like that in the beginning, and there's so much passion and part of that is fantasizing. I fantasize what our life will be like when we're together. That's not real. But there's a desire, there's a want, there's a need. This person has a knowing, but they're confronted with, you're going to hold me to a standard. And so again, they're fighting their ego. And they're saying, I need to be strong in who I am. It's making them do that. It's again, and they're doing it because there's passion here, right? So this is how it started. Let's see how they hurt you. Well, look at the triggers. Apology. They never gave you an apology. Like I said, is that pride, that ego. I feel like the apology for I feel like not giving you enough attention. They didn't listen to boundaries. I feel like you wanted the connection to be more you wanted to be treated a certain way. You were very mindful. So you gave this connection boundaries because you saw that this person wanted to come in and out. And you didn't really want to be the physical, I feel like, with this person until they got to know you and they were a little bit like always brought it back to that. And you just felt lonely. Like I said, it felt like this person didn't give you time. That's really what I felt. Ignored. It's like, which understand this person tried, I think, to use a little bit of reverse psychology, like, I don't like you that much, but it's also because this person's not comfortable with being transparent. They're not comfortable. The irony is that they're not comfortable in doing any of the things that they have to come back now and show you and give you. They weren't comfortable to be transparent. They weren't comfortable in expressing their feelings. They didn't want to get that close, but now they know that they have to. And that's what's scaring the shit out of them. They're like, wait a minute. It makes them, again, have to dive deep inside themselves. And they're like, I have to change a lot of things. I'm not a strong person. You're strong. I need to be that person that I betrayed that I was. I feel like this person wouldn't let you get close because of that. They avoided. I feel like it's not like you didn't ask them to have a connection and you didn't try. It's just this person avoided you. You felt like your feelings were ignored. You felt like more lonely in the relationship. And then when talking about it, this person just, I feel like, avoided more, and that's where the apology came in. They just really undervalued you and undervalued the connection, but they didn't really want to let go of the connection either. And I feel like there was a little bit of manipulation there. So you were like, I can't really tell what was real and what wasn't, like, because like you're keeping me in your life, but you're not really giving me anything. And in that, it's like I just felt invisible, forgotten by you, as if I never existed, because after a while, I'm asking you, like, and you're not giving me anything. You're not answering me. You're just kind of playing games with me. So I just feel like that's what it was. It wasn't like they had anyone on the side. They just didn't want to be in that type of a connection. They downplayed the connection. They acted like they didn't care, you know? And you just felt like, well, you're just like, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. And I don't really know why. I just know that you're manipulating me. And I try and create boundaries so I know what type of connection that I'm in. And you just do what you want to do anyway. And so again, it comes down to feeling like not respected because they're not valuing the connection. So that's really what it was. You walked away. And this person probably didn't think that you were going to do that, you know? There's a sense that they feel like they belong with you, and they're angry at themselves right now because it's like they have to come back and they have to give you everything that they didn't want to do. This is scary for them. They have to come in correct. So there's like they're fighting with themselves. They're like fighting with their ego a little bit. Like they want it, but their ego is still like, fighting it a little bit, but then they also have like these feelings of, fantasy. So I kind of feel like they're emotional all over the place, because they don't know how to be. They're used to being the authority and they can't really act like the authority in this type of connection because you wouldn't put up with it. You're like, it's called equal give and take reciprocity. It's like you're not going to act like you're more superior. You're not going to act like you're the authority. You're not going to act like anything. I feel like this person is used to that. And they need to kind of see themselves like that because, again, it comes back to the fact that this person feels inadequate. And that's why they know that they need to work on themselves. Otherwise, they will lose themselves in this connection with you. And the problem with that is that it goes to extremes. The person, they lose themselves in you means that you're paying more attention to them than what you have to do, and it winds up being codependent. Yeah, and then the person will like wind up projecting a lot of their fears onto you. And like what they did in the beginning of this connection, I feel like they downplayed this connection because the thought of you or the connection was so deep and so intense, it scared them. And so what they did was they didn't know what to do. So they didn't do anything. They downplayed the connection. When you ask them about it, they still didn't know what to do about it, still made them feel, again, uneasy. So they avoided you. They downplayed the connection to you because, again, they were immature because they never felt such a strong connection. But really, it brought them to like look at their own life because they didn't put you in their life. They avoided you. However, they did think a few times like, why am I avoiding you? It's really, they couldn't help but to compare your life to theirs, to who you are and how you hold yourself to compared to how they hold themselves. As I said, you have more spiritual energy, so you're like a good person. You're in alignment with God's laws, and that this person knows that, but they can feel you're a good person, like you help people out, like you always go out of your way. You're kind. Like this person's not that type of person. There is someone that can build your house. They don't really care about other people. It's not that they're not sensitive. They're sensitive, but they don't invest. They don't invest. Again, so again, making them look at their self-image, wanting to clean up their self-image before they come back into a union with you. So this is their thing. There's again working through their fear, even though There is no fear because you didn't do anything. This person is like, again, they're being forced to heal their baggage. The like spirit saying you can't enter into this twin flame union until you clean your baggage, all that, all your wounds you need to heal. That's what they're doing right now. They're looking at it. It's uncomfortable. So I would say it's almost like it's an ego death because we create the ego as a way to help to survive, right? To survive. That's what we do. We create the ego. The ego creates masks and creates illusions to help us to navigate, but really that's none of it's real. So this person is looking at their life and they're judging their life. Person wants you to be patient with you, patient. They feel like you're the person of their dreams. They feel like I was pretending to be someone that they weren't when you met them, again, acting like they didn't care. You're always on their mind. I feel empty without you. And guess what? Your story isn't over yet. They want to start over because they miss you. They think the world of you. Remember, they put you on a pedestal. But however, you do intimidate them. And this person does suffer where they think right now that you deserve better than them. So they are checking on you from afar. Like I said, the social media, I feel like they're working on themselves right now. Look, I still have growing to do, and this is what they're doing, because they don't want to have any more secrets and they don't want to, like, again, deceive anymore. And so this is where they are. This is actually the nicest reading that I have ever done, I think, in this channel. Like usually if like the person's fighting, doesn't want the connection, doesn't want anything. I mean, they play a lot of games, they do a lot of, like, I feel like this person was afraid of connection, but they didn't have like weren't talking to 1,000 other people, you know what I mean? They actually have feelings. So we have to say, what do you need to learn? Why did you attract this person? Why is this person your twin flame? What are the spiritual blocks, the wounds, the childhood wounds that have created the karmic theme that continues to play out within your relationships? Let's take a look at what they are. Number one, gifts. Well, that's not really this is a gift. Sometimes we find our shadows in our gifts rather in the shadows. It's not all the times our traumas. Water, innocence, guidance, protection, and love. You didn't really get horrible cards, you got actually good cards. However, I feel like that you didn't grow up feeling like you were guided. However, you have strong intuitive guidance, where Spirit said because of that, like love, feeling like you didn't get love, but I feel like you are someone that is very sensitive and empathetic and full of love. You tend to give love, and you have a lot of gifts, a lot of spiritual gifts, but you obtain those gifts from not getting love. So, or feeling as if you didn't have love. And it doesn't mean that your parents didn't love you. It might mean that they didn't love you the way that you needed to. And I say that because protection here. Protection, but that you don't really need protection. Protection that we perceive comes from our parents at first when we're younger, right? They have that when they love us, show us love, we feel protected. We feel as if we have guidance. You didn't feel like you had guidance. Again, so you didn't really feel safe. You didn't feel supported. So in that trauma, emotional trauma, I feel like you became very sensitive, which when a child is overthinking and they feel like they have to navigate things on their own, they begin to tap into their senses almost the way that an animal does, right? They're trying to figure it out. Their little brains can't logically figure out why mommy and daddy may drink, why, again, they're fighting and they're not giving you time, and why they're acting mean and they're not really talking, or whatever the energy is, why they're not giving. A child just wants to be able to navigate the life feeling safe and secure and feeling protected, where again, that love is that vehicle for children. And when children don't, they form their psychic gifts. Their psychic gifts, because again, intuitively, they wind up developing that for a survival mechanism, and protection is linked to our survival. And I know that because of water. Water is associated with the second chakra, our emotional center, our unique individuality. That's our passion center, our passion for life. And Spirit says, water, you learn how to go with the flow of life through your passion for life, because you focus on the things that you're passionate about. So it's not that you can control the environment. So if there's a death, God forbid, or if there's something horrific that happens with collectively, whatever, your focus is on what you're doing, what you're creating, where you're going. So Spirit's saying it's like you hadn't developed enough of yourself because you were too busy trying to protect yourself. And a child that tries to protect themselves just pays overly too much attention to their environment and not into what they're trying to, not their own dreams, not in becoming. So Spirit said you had to give yourself love. You had to, again, develop yourself a little bit more and heal that second chakra. It's, again, that water element. And that happens when you give yourself guidance. You are your own protection because, again, intuitively, you have gifts. You're gifted. And it's also those gifts that are helping you on your path, is what Spirit's saying. So it's like during this time, it's like this person pushed you into finding your gifts more because there was love, but this person wasn't giving, wasn't treating you right. And the pain from that is also traumatizing, like when you can feel that someone's supposed to be with you and they're deliberately not being. And so it kind of ruined the innocence in the connection, right? Because it's like they fought it so much. And so it was almost like the innocence when you were a child was robbed. But innocence could also be like that state of mind. So Spirit said, but during that time, it was like this time with this person, Spirit was saying, yeah, but it was time for you to grow up out of that innocence, that the world isn't going to take care of you, that this person can be a source of love, but they can't be all of your love. The illusion is that your parents didn't love. It was everybody loves. It's just they don't love the way that we desire or need sometimes. But if you love yourself enough, you don't need for them to love you a certain way. You can accept. You can allow someone their process. You can forgive. The Spirit says is that when you don't know why you're here and there's no connection to any other passion for life, right? And the person doesn't give, we can't forgive because we look at them as if they really hurt us. But if you're spending your time cultivating your gifts, getting strong within yourself, again, getting a better connection to Source, even though Source is always giving you the guidance inside, but even more so because when you ground, you become more psychic. You're giving yourself the love. Source is filling you with love through the other passions for your life, the passions for life, and that's to what you're doing. It's, again, through the connections. That second chakra is all about, passion, friendship, birthing, individuality. It's the essence of you. And Spirit says during this time, while you were in separation, it was about creating more of that. So you become even more strong with yourself, which you're going to need to be because your soulmate twin flame definitely is going to not all of a sudden stop being the mirror. They're still going to bring up all those wounds that haven't been integrated. It's a hard connection. It's just done around love, and there's a focal point. And Spirit says, and part of that focal point is again creating yourself and transmuting those wounds through passion, through again the second chakra. And it's about giving yourself love by teaching this person how you need to be loved, by holding yourself to a certain standard, and by showing this person also by loving yourself. And then also you can love this person when you are, in this energy, like in your passions, you find your gifts. Through your gifts, what you're seeing is you're able to really create a stable foundation that's fulfilling to you. You feel whole. You see yourself differently. So you're actually evolved to a level that you're actually ready to enter into a twin flame connection, because now you're not going to lose yourself in this person in trying to fix them and help them and heal them and guide them, because they're going to want to come into your life now because they're not ready. And if you want them to come into your life before they're not ready, well, then Spirit says, well, that's because you still need healing, where you need to work on these things. But in divine time, the universe conspires to bring you your person back into your life. So Spirit's saying during separation, essential things are happening with the twin flame connection. It's not like in separation, nothing happens and this person doesn't think about you. They're thinking about you the whole time. That's why they're actually doing what they need to do, diving deep, doing the healing, becoming a better person, because they know you hold to a certain standard. They do it for you. They don't love themselves enough to do it for themselves. And Spirit's saying, and guess what? On some level, you don't love yourself enough to do it for yourself. So you would lose yourself in that person. So it's about getting strong in what you need to do while this person's getting strong, so that when you come together, it has more of a chance of staying a balanced connection instead of a codependent relationship, which then it becomes a trauma bond connection, which is the exact opposite of what a twin flame connection does. A twin flame transmutes those energies, where karmic contracts actually create more negative karma. So Spirit's saying it's like you have the opportunity now to heal. And through this person, when this person comes back, they're just like not 100% there yet. Still working through their stuff, and you're still working on your stuff. And Spirit leaves it off with freedom through faith. Calm your thoughts and rise above fear. Free yourself of all doubt and entrust your doubts to God. Have faith in God's perfect timing. Again, divine timing, that's when this person comes back, because God has its hand in this connection, because God is the universe. When it sees that you have evolved to the place that you're high, in that high enough consciousness, filled yourself up enough with that unconditional love, well, then it's again, the placement will happen. God's right time and right place, it'll happen. And trust that His will, and you can find freedom. That you don't need to control anything. That you don't need to do anything. Like, this person's your person. They're going to come back in God's divine time. And that, you just have to have faith. And faith really is the bridge that connects you to what you sow, to what you reap. A lot of times we don't know how things are going to turn out, but we do the best that we can do. We put the energy out there the best way that we know how, and Spirit says yes. So when you're attracting your soulmate twin flame, it means that you're stepping into the best version of yourself. And that's what you're doing right now. You're working on that as this person is. Don't worry. It's going to all come together in divine time for those of you that want to be with this person. Now, like I said, I never had a reading that came out this nice before. It's usually a lot of drama, but it's like this person has finally gotten to the place where they're like, no, I know. It's like, do I have a hard time about it? And am I still resisting it a little bit? Yeah, because again, of my own healing, nothing to do with you. It's again, but that's what Spirit says. That's the point of this connection, is that they heal. You're the catalyst that makes them heal. So then now with this realization, it's again, they're going to do something different. And the passion that you two had carried, the fire, is what actually transmutes those blocks into unconditional love and to bring you back to wholeness. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonate with this one because this one was crazy. Did anyone resonate with this one? Because this is a shadow uh, page, and usually we see a lot of drama. There was no drama here. So you're going to have to let me know. And if you're interested in shadow coaching, life coaching, not just shadow coaching. My coaching program has shadow coaching. It has inner child healing. For those of you that sign up, you get a free oracle system, one of my psychic soul healing oracle. We have a bunch of different packages. There's a lot of perks to it. The link is in the description box. If you're someone that wants to transcend the limitations of your mind, now's the time. You can do it. You can do it. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.